So now it's time to start with the CSS part for this password generator application. So for that we need to use the style.css file. Inside of the style.css, first I'm going to select the universal selector. Inside of the universal selector, I'm going to set the margin to 0, then padding to 0 as well, and after that I'm going to use the box sizing to border box. And then I need to here use the font family. So font family is going to be like Arial, and then we need to remove this Helvetica one. Control save it. You can see now the font is changed. Alright, then we need to here use the body. So body and display is going to be like flex, and then we need to here use the justify content is going to be like center. Center, then align items is going to be center. Align items is going to be the center of the screen, and then we need to here provide the min height. Min height is going to be like 100 VH, and after that we need to provide the background. So background, here we need to use the linear gradient. So background, then we need to use the linear gradient function. So to right, so here we want to use the hash symbol 4E F54C8. so this will be the hash symbol, and then you need to specify the comma, and then again we need to provide the hash symbol 8F94FP. Alright, so this is the color that we are going to use for the background. Then we need to provide the code for the container, and inside of the container, not a container, it's actually a container. Alright, inside of the container I'm going to provide the max width. So max width is going to like 500 pixel, and then we need to provide the width is going to like 100%, and then we need to provide the border radius. Border radius is going to be like 5 pixel, and then we need to provide the padding. So padding is going to be like 40 pixel, and then we need to provide here a 30 pixel, and after that we need to provide the background color is going to be like hashtag, means hash symbol 6 times F, which is a white color. Alright, and then we need to provide here a box shadow, which is like 2 pixel, and the blurriness is going to like 10 pixel, and then we need to provide the RGB, which is 0, 0, 0, and then the alpha value is going to 0.1. You can see there is some box. You can see there is now a box shadow is applied to the container. After that, under the container we need to select the H1. So container H1, and then here we need to specify the font weight. Font weight is going to like bold, and then here we need to provide the margin bottom. So margin bottom is going to like 36 pixel, and then we are going to provide the text align property, which is going to like center, and then we need to use here a color. The color is going to have symbol 33, and if I control save it, you can see now the color is changed. Alright, and then we need to provide the text decoration to underline. Okay, so now that's done with the H1 element. It's time to specify the code for the input box. So for that we need to select the input box. So input box, that is the element. If we see it here, this is the input box. I think this is this is the division element. So we are going to provide the style code for this input box. So first we need to provide the position to relative, and after that we need to provide the margin bottom. Margin bottom is going to like 5 pixel. You can see the input box, the code is applied to the input box. Then we need to provide here the code for the input box under the span tag. Input box span tag, and here we need to first provide the position to absolute, and then we need to provide the top, because now we have applied the position properties. So now we can use the top and right properties. So right is going to like 12 pixel. You can see now the copy button is actually moved, which is a copy icon. On click of that, we are going to add the copy functionality. Okay, so now we need to use the transform. So translate y, and inside of that I'm going to specify the -50%. You can see it's moved a slightly top, and then we need to provide the color, not columns, it's actually a color, and then hash symbol 3 times 3, and then we need to provide the font size. So font size is going to like 20 pixel, and then we need to provide the cursor pointer. Alright, that is for the input span, means input box span. Next we need to provide the code for the pass box. Passbox, then to start its block of the code. So width is going to like 100%. You can see the width is applied to the passbox, which is the input type in which the password will be displayed. Then to provide the height to 40 pixel. And after that, we going to provide the padding to 8 pixel. And then we going to provide the border is going to be like none. And then to provide the border radius is to like 4 pixel. And after that, when to provide the font size is to 16 pixel. And then to provide the font weight is like 700. Alright. And then when to provide the background color like hashtag F2, 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 F2 and F2. It's like hashtag F2 and F2. Alright. F2, 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 and then we to provide the color, not column, just like color. And then we provide the 3 times 3, and then the last we need to provide the outline, which is going to be none. Okay, so that is all for the input element is styled properly. Next we need to provide the style code for this row. Alright, so we are selecting here a dot row. Okay, inside of the row we need to provide the code which is display is going to like flex. Okay, and then to provide the justify content space between, and after that to provide the margin bottom, which is going to like 15 pixel, and then margin top, which is going to like 15 pixel. You can see now the style is applied to all the rows. Now inside of the row we need to select the paragraph element, and then we also need to select the row, and then we need to select the label. So this is going to share the same code. So the flex spaces is going to like 60%, not 60 pixels, it's like 60%. Flex spaces, then font size is going to be like 16 pixel, then font weight is going to like 500, and then to provide the color it's like has symbol 3 times 0. Okay, now the code you can see right now the things are applied to the row label. It's time to apply the font weight property to the row paragraph element. So the font weight here we need to provide the 700. You can see the font weight is actually increased here, and then we need to provide the value to this row input, which is our input, and then to use the array brackets, then the type, not an type, is actually a type, equals to like our checkbox. Then we need to start the block of the code. Then here we need to provide the margin right, which is going to like 8 pixel. Okay, that is for the input type checkbox. You can now see the style is applied. Then we need to provide the code for the generate button, which is like gen btn. So here first we need to add the width is going to like 100%. Alright, so I think the code is not applied to the generate button. If I come back to here, class is generate get button, so it's actually like get button. We need to here provide the gen button, which is for the generate button. That is the reason the style is not applied. If I control save it, now you can see the width 100% is applied. Okay, and after that we need to here provide the padding. So padding is going to like 12 pixel, and from left and right it is going to like 0 pixel. From top and bottom it is applied. Next we need to add the border property to none, and then we need to add here the border radius. So border radius is going to like 4 pixel. And after that we need to provide the font size. So font size is going to like 16 pixel, and then we need to provide the font weight. Font weight is going to be like bold. If I save it, you can see now the style code of the button is changed, means the style of the button is changed a little bit. Then we need to change the font color to like white, and then we need to provide the background color, which is like hash symbol 3162 CB. So this is the color code applied to the button, and then we need to provide the cursor pointer and after that I'm going to provide the margin top to 30 pixel. Okay, now you can see the style of these are actually like same, just like the final version. Alright, button style is changed. Then we need to also apply the hover effect to the generate button, like hover. Then to provide the background color, which is hash symbol 1D1E20. Save it, and you can see when I hover it, then the color of the generate button changes to black. Okay, now we need to specify the code for this style. Now we need to specify the code for the slider. Okay, so here first I'm going to select the input type. So input type, we need to actually select there the array brackets. Then we need to here type the type is equal to, and here we need to check for the range input type. The first thing is we need to apply the width. So width is going to like 100%. You can see the style for the range is changed, and then we need to provide the margin. So margin top is going to be like 10 pixel. There's a margin top is applied. Then for the slider value, if I come back to the index.html, so we have actually a slider value right now. If I just here add a 5, you can see this is a 5 is appeared. So we need to add the code for this slider value as well. So it is actually an ID selector. So we need to use here hash symbol and then the name of the selector, which is slider value. Here we need to provide the margin right property, because right now you can see it not properly aligned, because right now it is actually very at the right side of the container. So we need to add the margin from right, which is like 7 pixel. Now you can see it's actually at this align at straight to this particular checkboxes. Okay, and then we need to actually apply the code for the password indicator, which is the final version, that is this one. So this code will be used for the JavaScript, means once we type the JavaScript, then this particular code will be used. So we have to write the CSS for that as well. So here I will be using the dot pass indicator, pass dot pass. If I come back to the index.html, this is the password indicator. So we need to use this class selector here, password indicator. Then we need to start the block of the code. So first we need to provide the width. So width is going to like 100%, and height is going to like 4 pixel. And then we need to provide the position is going to be like relative, and here we need to provide the background. So not a background, it's actually like background. And then we need to provide the hash symbol df. You can see the color is applied to this particular pass indicator. And after that we need to provide the border radius. So border radius 25 pixel, so that we get the rounded password indicator, which is actually a line but with some rounded corners. Okay, and after that we need to use the pass indicator again. So this is our pass indicator, and here we need to apply the pseudo classes, which is like before, then to start its block of the code. And instead of that we need to apply the position to relative. Okay, and after that we need to add the, so actually not position relative, we have to add the position absolute, because that is actually a relative is applied to the pass indicator. Okay, and then we need to here specify the content to this one, and after that we need to provide the height is going to like 100%. Okay, and then we need to actually add some more code, which is like width to like 50%. Then to add the border radius. So border radius is going to be like inherit. Alright, and then we will be add the transition. So transition, which is going to like width. So we want to apply the transition on the width. That is the reason we have specify here width, which is going to 0.3s, and then we need to here provide the ease. Alright, so this is for the before. Then again we need to provide the before, so it is like a password indicator, and then we need to provide the weak. Now this weak is actually for the weak password. These are the classes we will be adding by using the JavaScript. So for the weak password we want the width to be 20%. Okay, and for the background color we want a yellow color or maybe a red one. So it's the E64A4A. So this is a red color for the weak password. Then similarly we need to create the style code for the medium. So it is like weak password, medium password, medium password. Then for the width is going to be like 50%, and then the color we want to use, which is F1C80B. Save it. Then this is for the yellow, and then again I'm going to copy it, medium, and this is actually a strong, and the width is going to be like 100%, and the color code is like 4285F4. Okay, so whenever we change the value of the password indicator, this value will be updated, and also the value of the input type is also updated, which is the input box, and also the value of these indicators will be updated. So these will be the CSS used inside the JavaScript dynamically. So I have already write the CSS just to save the time once we start with the JavaScript. Okay, so that's it for this particular part of the password generator application. In the next part, we're going to start with the JavaScript.